What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Jalen back with another video for the channel. And today's video we will be doing a coolant flush on my bike. This bike is for the 2009 through 2016 GSXR 1000. So with that being said, if you haven't already, go watch my video. This is kind of like a continuation. In that video we did an oil change. I will have the link down below in the description. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. Some things you need for this job is a drain pan for the old coolant. You'll need the coolant itself. I got this one, the Peak Asian vehicles, the blue colored one. It has Suzuki down there. I heard that it works pretty good. You'll need a 10mm socket wrench. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver. And most importantly, when you flush this, make sure to use distilled water. All right, so the first thing you want to do is, after you got your fans off, if you have not seen that video, it's in my previous video. Go back and watch that. The video link will be down in the description below. I did an oil change in that video, but I explained how to get the fans off. But anyways, what you want to do is remove this radiator cap. Just twist it to the left and lift it up. You don't need to take it off, but just put it back down there. Make sure it's loose. All right, so the next step for this process is coming down here. As you can see, we have two hoses. This hose in the back is going inside the bike, and this hose, the outer hose, is going to the lower part of the radiator. So what you want to do is come over here, and I mean, you don't have to pick, it doesn't matter which one you use. You can unscrew the back one first or the front one. I'm gonna do the back one since it's kind of smarter to do it that way. But get your drain pan down there. You're gonna start unscrewing this clamp. And you can move around to the front one. So what you want to do is when you come down here to this back hose, you'll do the same one to this one as well. But you're just gonna wiggle it out. And keep in mind, this radiator is full, and this is the first hose that we're unclamping, so it's going to be a lot coming out. So just make sure you have your drain pan ready to go, and you'll be in great shape. So basically, you just want to let that drain out a little bit. Okay, the next step is to go, and you'll see this hose right here. You're going to do the same procedure as you did on that side. Unscrew this clamp. You're going to wiggle this hose out. Just be careful. It might squirt, it might not.
That one was not as bad. So, yeah, just want to shake it out. Then, what you're going to do now.
Oh, you're gonna get your 10mm right here, and you're gonna come down to this bolt right here. You're just gonna loosen it. And this right here is your overflow for your radiator. And what you wanna do is unscrew this. Don't lose that screw. You're gonna take it out. And basically, as you can see, it's coolant in here. We're just gonna drain it out. So after you drain out your coolant in here, what you wanna do is get you some of that distilled water right here. You just wanna pour a little bit in here. Put the cap back on. Switch it around. just gonna drain it back out. You can do this a couple times so it get kind of clear. So after you shake it around a little bit, just come back up here, get that bolt. You'll see it's a hole right here. This hole goes on over this. So you put it in there like that. And you can just get your thing.
Screw back in. Start it with your hand first, then you can come in and tighten it back up. It does.
So what you want to do is now, this hole that you took off before, you want to squeeze that back on there and tighten up this clamp.
It does not need to be.
It does not need to be that tight for this, because I mean we have to come back over here after we finish everything up. We just basically just put it on there for a temporary type thing. Then we're going to come over here to the other side of the bike. After you let those, just shake it out a little bit. And remember which pipe goes where.
So this one is the back one that goes on the back. You just want to squeeze that on there. And you want to tighten up this pipe as well. Like I said, for the like I said about that side, it does not need to be that tight for the purposes of what we're doing right now. So same thing. So same thing for this one right here. You want to just squeeze it on there. Get your screwdriver. Just tighten it back down.
Alright, so the next thing you want to do is get your funnel, and you're going to put it in the radiator and get that distilled water that we've been talking about. Just going to pour it in there. It is very important to put this cap back on before you cut on the bike. As you can see, it is like ridges on the cap and it is ridges on the radiator itself. Make sure you line it up, then when you put it on, so after letting it cool off for about 20 or so minutes, what you want to do is come over here like we did before, crack this radiator cap so it can drain out better. Then we'll come over here, you'll get that screwdriver again, and what you want to do is get your drain pan in place, and we're going to do the exact same process as before as when we started. And screwing this one. As you can see, some of the blue coolant came off, and that's exactly why we're doing this process. You do not want to mix your old coolant with the new coolant.
Let's move on to the front now. Same process.
So after you put this hose back on, what you want to do, go around to the other side of the bike and do the exact same thing we did before. As far as connecting your hoses back, put your clamps on. You want to do this process with the distilled water about 3 or 4 times, just to make sure all that old coolant is out. Because like I said before, you do not want to mix your old coolant with your new. After you check and make sure your reservoir is empty, basically you want to go ahead and grab your coolant, grab your funnel. What you're going to do is, the same way we was putting the water in, the same way you're going to add this coolant in. Alright, it's peeking out the top. So now let's put this cap back on. Just rinse it off this one last time. And it's using the distilled water. We'll just screw it on there. Make sure it's good and snug. Now we're going to move to this reservoir right here. Same thing. You can see the levels on it, so we're just gonna, I'll put it about right here. Should be about. quantity. And I'm gonna rinse this off as well. Let's plug it back in there. Alright, so after you add in your coolant, make sure you let the bike run for a good amount of times. Basically, what it's going to do is suck in all that coolant from the radiator that you just put in. It's going to suck it in. So with that being said, when you go back to check it, your coolant is going to be very low in your radiator. So what you want to do is top it off one good time. Make sure the reservoir is topped off at a good level. You want to put everything back together, and once you do that, you should be good. All right, I already did the right side, but pretty much I'm gonna go over how to put the fans back on. All you do is you'll see like it's like a bigger boat. It goes in this spot right here, this one right here, and down here. Then you got 3 of those. You got the 2 smaller ones. One go right here. The other one goes right here. Then you have this push pin that will go on the back side of here. You have a rubber grommet right here, and you have a pin, and this pin goes in this rubber. Let's do it about right there. Then you have this back piece. You're gonna push this in like that. You're gonna take your push pin. You're gonna put it in this hole that's back here.
Push it in like that. It's nice snug. Now you can come through and tighten up all your bolts. You do not want to over tighten it too much because, I mean, like I said, this is plastic and it will crack or potentially break.
For today's video, guys, thank you once again for watching. Please do me a big favor and like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm just checking right now, making sure nothing is leaking. Everything looks pretty good. After you put on your fairings, that's pretty much it. I mean, you can take it out for a test ride, make sure it's not overheating. I mean that you did change the coolant on it. And if it is overheating, just make sure you check your cap. Make sure your coolant levels are good, and you should be good to go. Once again, thank you, and that's it.